Here we are, back for episode 84. What do we have on the docket today? Oh, okay. Let's see. Berkshire buys Alphabet. That's interesting, considering they've been selling a lot. News about Nvidia and SoftBank. That was a big market mover there. So we'll talk a little about that too. And then, of course, one of our favorite topics, virtual reality headsets. One of the biggest players. Actually, a lot of people are probably not, unless you are a gamer, probably are not familiar with this company, but Steam has put out new hardware, which is kind of surprising, to be honest. They don't do that quite often. They're mostly a software company, but yes, we'll talk about that because I thought it was kind of interesting. They are. They're mainly a software platform.
Yeah, so the stock market, man, we've just been talking about it every week because it continues to be a roller coaster of emotions and a roller coaster of money bags that are being filled and emptied. And
Wow.
depending on which way you were playing last week, you were probably emptied because the SPY came down again for the second week in a row. And I mean, it didn't come down that much. It didn't close that far down. I think it was like what, 676
Yeah. It,
around
it
there.
came back. It came back a lot on Friday,
It came
surprisingly.
back a lot, but you know, we're not out of the woods yet. I think we'll have to see what happens Monday. We might have a dead cat bounce, but I'm thinking this month of November is going to be a down month, leading up into a slow return back up, leading to the Santa Claus rally. Fortunately, I was able to get out of my puts that were underwater. I broke even with them. They held them for one more day. They would have made some money, but hey, I'll take break even when I'm down, 30% on them in a given week.
Yeah, the moves are crazy.
Nvidia and AMD started to rally again, but Nvidia is still kind of on this like downward trend. People taking profit. And one of those people that took profit was SoftBank. So SoftBank, the well-known, what is it, private equity? Yeah, well-known private equity company.
Yeah, I guess I would call it a private equity.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
invest in a lot of companies.
yeah. They have these funds they come up with, like Kathy's ARK Investments.
Yeah. Notoriously, they lost a lot of money on WeWork, but they sold their entire stake in Nvidia that was valued at 5.83 billion. Man, the taxes on that. I wonder what the taxes are going to be on that.
Huge.
Um, this isn't the first time they've done that. Looks like they've cashed out before. And they are basically trying to gather funds to, start up a new AI venture or double down on their AI venture. But that's probably why the stock was kind of decreasing a ton, because it's such a large sell of shares. Once this news broke out, obviously other people are going to sell. The algorithms are going to trigger sells. And Nvidia dipped about 2% on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So yeah, interesting news. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I guess it makes sense because Nvidia's had just this amazing run, and so SoftBank's a PE firm, right? And they're probably thinking like, all right, Nvidia's hit $5 trillion market cap. How much further can it go? It might like 1x, but PE firms notoriously are looking for the next 10x plus, right? And so they're just probably looking at shoring up their funds and looking for the next Nvidia, basically, right? And they still own ARM. Well, if you know about Nvidia, you have to know about ARM. SoftBank is, they own ARM already, and so it's not like they're abandoning semis in general, right? So it's just
Yeah.
shifting to find higher growth companies.
Yeah, they probably made a killing on this investment.
Yeah.
Not time to take profit because Nvidia is at all-time highs and continues to go up there. It's more likely to go down than continue
Yeah.
skyrocketing up. And so losing even 5% on $5.8 billion
Yeah.
is a lot of money.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, if it's 5 trillion, I mean, you would need another 5 trillion to double, right? And so it's like, where is that 5 trillion coming from?
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough money to double Nvidia's market cap at this point.
That's probably what they said 3 years ago, Tony.
Eventually, yes, but I do wonder though. It's like if you look, right, Tesla's looking to get out of whatever, like we talked about last week, like 5 trillion, $20 trillion market cap, and
8 trillion.
Nvidia's, huh?
8 trillion.
8 trillion. So yeah, see, 8 trillion. Nvidia's already at 5. You have Microsoft, Amazon, all Facebook in the trillions also. It's like, how much more free money is out there? I mean, I guess people always talk about there's $7 trillion sitting on the sidelines that retail has parked in money market funds. But still, I mean, think about it. All right, 7 trillion. So what? Divide that up between seven. That's a trillion each. Anyways,
Company is overvalued.
that's
And
a
it's
big thing,
all
right?
driven by how much people are willing to buy into them.
Yeah. Yeah. So this week was one of those tests, right? I think this is the biggest pullback in the last few weeks. I was looking back and there's that one day where we had a huge sell-off. It was like 2% back in, wasn't Liberation Day. What day? What was that? This was back in, early October. It was like this big drop. I forget why. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Pullbacks are healthy.
Yeah. Continuing our thread on big guys making moves, you want to talk about your Alphabet stock?
Oh yeah, this came in yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So nothing earth-shattering. It was just Berkshire kind of announcing, as they typically do when they make big investments. And so they dropped 4.3 billion into Google, apparently. So it's interesting because they've been selling Apple for like the past year or two, and now they're jumping into another Mag 7. So Google's where it's at, apparently. Kind of what we talked about
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, right? After earnings. Alphabet posted stellar earnings. Again, they kind of like cover all the bases when you think about what's happening in the AI world, right? From infrastructure to services to software to products. So they've kind of got this vertically integrated AI thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And, Berkshire, they typically think 20,
Yeah,
30-year
super long
time
term.
frames.
Super.
So they're basically saying in 20, 30 years, this money that they're investing is going to return 10x,
Mhm.
because that's typically what investment companies look to get back is 10x. And Apple's still their largest position
Yeah.
at 60.7 billion, but this puts Alphabet, aka Google, at number 10 on their list.
Yeah.
But yes, vote of confidence, as we said in the previous episode, believe in Google. Has the tech, it has the infrastructure, has the hardware out there,
Yeah.
consumer hardware.
Yeah.
Now it just needs the culture.
Yeah.
I would even argue it has the people.
Yeah.
Now it just needs the culture.
Yeah.
Based on what I've heard of Sundar, or maybe the lack of Sundar. Maybe change of the guard is needed again. I don't know. He just became CEO, but he's probably the one that, I don't know.
He's been CEO for a while. He's not like brand new.
He's not as long as CEOs are usually CEOs.
Yeah, he's not decade. He's not a founder CEO, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, when I was looking at this, so like, let's see, Berkshire's portfolio is about 280 billion, right? Apple is still a large part of that at 60 billion, just to give better context. Google is only 4.3. So it's still a very small percentage of Berkshire's overall portfolio, but it's just interesting when they do take a stake in a company because it means something, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a ARK investment fund. Well, they'll just like load up one week and then dump it all the next week.
Well, and it's $5.8 billion. You don't just throw $5.8 billion around.
Well, when you have 200, what is this? 280 billion? Why not? What's a 4 billion here and there?
Oh man.
Wish.
Here I am trying to like figure out what to do with my $100.
Right? Yeah, I know. Do I go? Do I buy dinner? It's like, what do I buy when I go grocery shop? I'm trying to manage my grocery expenses.
Well, Alphabet is one of those stocks that we have confidence in. It's a little too high for me since it's been continuing to go up, so I'll wait for a drawdown. But I think it's one of those dips stocks.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did you buy the dip in this horrible stock market? What'd you buy the dip on?
I bought, well, yeah, we were texting. I bought one share of Tesla just to get out of my system. And okay,
What'd you get it at?
early in the morning. So it was near the low. It was like
Ooh, nice. Under 400.
383, 390, 380.
Yeah,
It was somewhere in the morning. I was like, all right, I'm just going to buy one. It's out
that's a
there.
good price.
Yeah. So we'll see. I did have an order out for 350, like a bigger one. Didn't get it. And
Yeah.
it started to bounce. And I was like, all right, it's probably spot one.
I think it still has room to go down, but
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, it's down like 20-ish% from
yeah.
its recent high. And so I was like,
And it
I think
keeps
it could go down more because like they had this, what was it? It started to tank because news came out that their China sales were down yet again, like to like a 3-year low or whatnot. It was like the news. And so I was like, okay. So their car business is going into the gutter, but their valuation is, for the most part at all-time highs or, at the highs.
yeah, it's
And
bouncing off. Remember that zone we were looking at the other
yeah,
week? That square? It bounced off of it
yeah,
last week,
yeah,
but it touched it.
yeah.
So that head and shoulders kind of playing out.
Yeah, so I just have to wrap my head around that Tesla is no longer a car company. It's an energy slash robotics slash AI company now. So I guess we'll see.
It was always that, Tony.
I know. It was a robotics company.
Yeah, I nibbled a little bit on Meta. I got some Meta at the kind of close to 600 range. Just
That's
because
been a strong level. It will not break that 600.
it won't break the 610 up. So that's like where people are trying to make a decision, right?
Yeah, I was tempted, but I was like, do I really wouldn't, DCA when it's down like 8%, or do I want to, you know what I mean? I think that's the problem with DCA because you're like, all right, well, 8%, a DCA here, and then you're back to 4%, and then it goes down more. And then
Yeah.
it's like DCA only works when you can do it in a large enough chunk, right? To where you rich. And so this is my failure on Rivian because I get DCA too early. And then I couldn't DCA when it actually counted. And so that's why I'm still down 70% the stock. Even though man, it went up. I was like, do you see that? How it's performed over earnings?
Mhm.
It went up to like $18 from 13, 12. Remember, we kept on talking? Yeah, Rivian's a buy anytime it's near 12. And I didn't buy. See, that's the thing. But anyways, so no, I didn't buy anything on this dip because it wasn't a big enough dip.
Yeah, why did I yell that? Yeah, restart. I'm wanting to add more to my Rivian. It had this huge wick, like it went up to almost 19.
Yeah.
And came all the way down to like 15.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good time to probably add. But the only thing I nibbled on was Meta. I think going into this week, I want to see like if we get more dips.
Mm-hmm.
But I might nibble a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for Netflix to come down. Like I really
It's been going up.
It's been,
well, I mean, it's up like 1% or 2% since the first time we talked about it. When we talked about its split,
yeah,
that's when I bought, and then it was down like 2% the entire time, and now it's finally back, getting ready for that split pop, I guess.
yeah. I think it's gonna come down more. I mean, for the most part, it's been in this 1,000 to 1,200 range. Which, if you think about it, what is that? That's only like 2%.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's about 1%, 2%.
Yeah. So it's not really going up. It's
No,
just,
it's not.
yeah. But I'm waiting for that to come out. I might buy another one next week just to nibble. And the one I'm stressing about, obviously, is TTD because we talked about it.
Told you.
It broke the fib.
Told you.
We'll still have to see how the month goes because it's kind
Oh
of
my
just like,
gosh.
it's just like
41.
on it.
Wow.
And so I created a line horizontal line all the way back to its like previous bounce points.
Yeah.
And the absolute line is 39.40.
Okay.
That is like the line that it tested multiple times on a wick.
Oh,
So
okay. I see what you're saying.
I
Yeah. I
just
had
have to
it.
do is stop loss. Like if it breaks that, then I have to
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah. I had 4120 marked as a long-term like support one time.
41.20.
Yeah. So
Okay. So
we're
it's still above that.
slightly, but
41.26 is what it hit.
yeah. Yeah. I see what, yeah. So that 4120 is basically the second bottom when it tried to test it, that 39 thing you were talking. Because I used the 41 because that was the start of that trend that took it up to whatever. So that felt like a stronger support. Absolute, yeah. Good luck. Like I said, I'm glad I abandoned ship at like when it did that pop. I was like, all right, I'm not dealing with this. Even though my leaps 26, yeah, they were January 26 leaps. So I mean they would have still been, well, they would have been completely obliterated at this point.
Man, Tony, you gave me this roller coaster of TTD. Well, the positive is that because I've been holding it for so long, like if it does bounce at this level and I keep it, then that just means I have more long-term capital gains versus short-term.
At this point, all my stocks are like, I need some gains so I can offset my losses.
Yeah.
I keep track of this ever since you've mentioned it. On has been doing great. It's
No,
earning.
all the like apparel stocks except for like just went up.
That's what I'm saying. It's up like 20%
Holy
from its
cow.
earnings.
Oh my gosh. I actually wasn't in on anymore, but I was watching it and darn.
This is when I was mentioning this. What was it, like a week or two ago? I was like, wow, have you looked at on this? It's like it's getting under, it was like under $40. It like touched in the like
Oh
mid
yeah, I broke this
30s.
panel.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe this is worth buying. It didn't, of course, because I just like with the TARS and stuff, it makes it real hard to buy these like apparel type companies. But yeah, the earnings were great, and it's now up 20%.
Manipulation.
Yeah, the easy money is just not coming
It's
to me.
like, look at this. You hard sell of everything 2 weeks before earnings, and then it goes right back up to what they sold it at.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
it's crazy.
Okay, we've talked for a long time. Let's move on to the next story.
Yeah.
All right, headsets. We've been talking about headsets. Apple Vision Pro, Samsung's XR, Galaxy XR. Another company is getting into the mix by releasing their new VR headset called the Steam Frame. So if you're not familiar with Steam, Steam is a very popular platform primarily for gaming. A lot of the gamers,
It is the biggest
yeah,
streaming game. Yeah. The company is Valve,
that's
and
right.
Steam is, one of their brands. But yeah, they're based in Seattle.
And so they are releasing a new VR headset. They also announced a desktop, right?
Yeah,
A new
this
desktop.
one was an interesting thing too.
So they're trying to increase their hardware portfolio to take advantage of their gaming platform. Their most popular device is the Steam Deck, which is similar to like a Nintendo Wii. I actually don't have one, but I really want one because I don't have a PC. And with Steam Deck, you can play all the PC games,
Yeah.
right, on your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And within good quality.
Oh yeah.
This new Steam Frame, which is their headset, is now launching.
Yeah, so Valve does these hardware things every now and then. I was actually surprised when this popped up because it came out of nowhere, which is no surprise. They focus on Steam. They don't really market their product because if you're a gamer, you just know that Steam exists, right? And so it is the largest platform that people use to manage a lot of the games. But yeah, Steam Frame, it's cool. It's a VR headset. I would say it's more like Meta Quest Pro.
Looks
In
like
that,
it.
yeah, in that,
Even we were talking about this, like the controllers, they
yeah,
look exactly like the MetaQuest.
in that you can stream to it from your desktop PC, or it can operate as an independent VR headset. Uh, But what was interesting, I guess, about this that made it a little bit different is it has its own separate dongle. Dongle is such a weird word. I remember looking at where it came. But anyways, so it comes with the independent dongle that is dedicated to streaming basically the graphics, because that's one of the drawbacks of these headsets is that like if there's any slight stutter, it kind of ruins the experience, gives you headaches and such. And so they've come up with this method of where just a dedicated bandwidth for the graphics and the audio to be transmitted, um, to kind of eliminate some of that. Maybe
From your
that's
PC, right?
from your PC. So maybe that's kind of like the innovation there. And then, yeah, the other one, which is surprising, was their Steam machine, which is basically an Xbox competitor,
Yeah.
if you really think about it. Since Microsoft is kind of abandoning Xbox, um, so Steam machine to the rescue, and it looks like a box.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
an
not a bad
Xbox.
move. I mean, like I said, I primarily game on my Xbox, but I wish I could play some of the, popular PC games that are out there that I hear
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Plus, the graphics on the PC are better.
yeah. So they came,
So by Valve announcing this, it's a good move.
yeah, and then they put in a new controller. Interesting. It has a lot of touch sensitivity for the joysticks, which is it's kind of neat. But yeah. By the way, for those who aren't aware of Valve or Steam, I mean, this is not some small fly-by-night gaming platform. They're $1 billion, so they're raking in the cash.
Mhm.
Just F1.
Yeah, they are the platform for
Yeah,
PC gaming.
yeah,
I mean, you can also download it on your Mac and download Steam games there, although it's not compatible with so many games.
yeah. But yeah, there we go. Gaming news.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, you mentioned the Xbox uncertainty, but it's the first time I've actually heard about it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I don't know what that means because it's hard for me to imagine Microsoft being uncertain about their Xbox future. Like,
Yeah, I
that
mean
is a
that.
segment that's powering their business.
Yeah, I mean there was like I forget. This was like a month or two ago, where the console wars are over and such, and not necessarily that Sony has won, but it's more of like it's just not worth it for Microsoft to do Xbox anymore, right? It's
Hmm.
like transitioning more towards what is it, their Xbox Live services to be more, I guess, kind of what they've done across the board, right? Is more cross-platform, and they don't necessarily need to have it only be Microsoft's thing. Like you could have it on Mac, you could have it on wherever
PC.
else. Is what I've read. I don't know if it's a strategic change. But yeah, I haven't seen any new Xbox news lately. Like I don't see it at all. And I actually rarely see PlayStation news too, so who knows.
Yeah.
But it's one of Sony's bread and butter, so
Well, I think gaming consoles in general have just come to a place of diminishing returns, right?
yeah,
Where
because of mobile phones,
they're
right?
yeah, because of mobile phones, because they're just so powerful, you can't really do much more unless you switch the experience, which is where, augmented reality
Yeah,
is and VR is going into. I mean, mobile phones, yeah. And so maybe handhelds is the way you need to double down because people want to be on the go and play them. But yeah,
yeah. So we'll see.
we shall see. All right. Last story of the day. Blue Origin, Bezos's space company. They had a launch last week of their Glenn launch vehicle, which is their spaceship that they are working on to go to Mars. Successful launch, but the biggest thing about it was that they also had a successful booster landing. So, as you all are probably aware of, SpaceX has been pretty astonishing, especially since they were the first to be able to reuse boosters, those rockets that propel these spaceships from Earth to space. They had the very famous video, I think probably 2 or 3 years ago, of their boosters launching together back onto the launch pad, all powered by automation and thrusters. And they've been kind of the only ones who've been doing that have made news. But Blue Origin has also successfully landed a booster rocket. And this is huge because to bring down costs for space rocket launching. Reusability of these boosters is important, but also if you go to Mars, you probably want some boosters
Yeah,
there.
can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting. It just adds, one.
I think SpaceX is probably still going to win the space race, but it's good to see other billion-dollar wealthy people flexing their muscle. All right, well, that's it for episode 84. Stay safe in the stock market this month.
Yeah.
And
Don't go all in.
Thanksgiving is coming soon, so typically we see a crypto pop around that time because
Oh yeah,
everyone's
crypto, Bitcoin under
we
100K.
didn't talk
It's
about
on
that.
it's on everybody's mind right now. Is it going into bear market territory? I don't know.
No, like I said, they all just teeing up. They're getting ready for the Thanksgiving
You
buys.
think so? I really want to see the winter to be this winter, just because I think crypto has been too institutionalized at this point,
So you want to see them lose all their money? That's what we're saying.
right? I mean, think about it. They've spent years railing on the OG crypto community, how you guys are nuts for holding these things down, 80%, 90%, right? On this hope and dream. And then now all of a sudden, crypto is the answer to everything. Like Jamie Dimon is like, yeah, crypto is like stable coins is the way of the future, but he's been railing on crypto forever, right? Like, oh, it's a scam. Only drug dealers use it and stuff. And now all of a sudden, all the institutions are all in on crypto, right? And so I would like them to experience a winter to see how much do they actually believe in crypto.
Well, it's good philosophy.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's an OG crypto person would understand, I hope. But now you have everybody, oh, it's great. Tom Lee, BMR, Bitmine, buy ETH, right? You guys.
Well, we shall see. All right. We'll come back for episode 85 next week.
See ya.